All right, we're talking about using what are the words that surround a word you don't know? What is that called?
Context.
Just context. Now, what are the words that surround the word you don't know that give you an idea of what that word is called?
Context.
All right, so we're looking for those. Hey, I want you on your own to look for words that are kind of tough. They're unfamiliar to you, right? So you're going to identify. Now, in some instances, look what that they did here. And a lot of it, if you read a social studies text or a science text, what do they do with the advanced vocabulary words? What do they do? It's a text feature. What do they do to them? They what?
Made the word bold.
They bold them up for you, so you know they're showing you. Here's a word you may not know, and usually around a bold word. It's not rocket science, guys. Usually around a bold word, what are you going to find? Clues to what it means, or a lot of times the actual direct definition, right? All right, here we go. Let's read Seashells by Bella Malte. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I gave it a shot. If you walk along the seashore, you will probably see many kinds of shells. Seashells were once the homes of live animals. The animals that live inside shells have soft bodies, so they need their shells to protect them from harm. Their shells save them from storms or predators such as starfish, birds, and otters. Shells also give the animals a shape. In that way, shells are like skeletons on the outside of a body. When the animals die, the shells remain. So predators might be a word that is a little unfamiliar, but there's definitely some words around it that give you an idea of what that word means, right? Creatures, and so if you wanted to, like we did before, you can highlight a word that you might not know, right? And then you can change the color and highlight the clues around it. Creatures with shells belong to a group of animals called mollusks. Not all mollusks have shells. Of the mollusks that do have shells, there are two main groups. So again, not that I need to do this because it's already bolded, but here's a word that I need to know how to define. And there's definitely some words around it, even up here, that might describe what a mollusk is, right? Univalves. More than 3/4 of all mollusks are univalves. A word that means having a shell that is all one piece, right? So, here we go. You ready for this? Here's my word. I'm going to highlight it in blue, right? That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight that bad boy in blue. All right? Now, do we have a meaning for univalves? Did they come up with one? Sure they did. They sure did. So I'm going to give this a different color. All right? Customize it. Show you how to do it real quick. Boom. All right. So where is the word means? Oh, it comes right out, pitches it right over the place. What does a univalve mean, everybody?
Having a shell that is all one piece.
There it is. The shell is coiled, and inside the coil is a soft body of a mollusk. Many univalves are named for their appearance. Look at the examples above. Ooh, these are pretty. We have a worm shell, a slipper shell, looks like a slipper, and a helmet shell, right? Does the helmet shell remind you of a helmet? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
How about the worm shell or slipper shell?
Oh, yeah.
Some univalves have small holes in their shells. Abalone shells have a series of holes. Water and waste are expelled or pushed out through the holes. All right, so here's a word right here. Boom. Expelled. What did I tell you about the comma and the word or? What's coming next?
The definition.
The definition. That's right. So, what's the definition of expelled? Well, it says it, right? Pushed out You see what I'm doing? I'm highlighting it. Well, why not? Through the holes. So expelled means pushed out. The inside of abalone shell gleams with different rainbow colors. This iridescent substance is called mother of pearl. Ooh, iridescent. That's another one that I might be highlighting, right? Okay, ready? Bivalves. What does the prefix bi mean? Bicycle, biped. Yeah, two. After univalves, bivalves are the next largest group of mollusks. When a bivalve is alive, the two parts of its shell are hinged. After the animal dies, you may find just one part of the shell lying on the beach. Sometimes I find them together, which is cool. Many bivalves have names that reflect their appearance. A jackknife is a knife that folds into its own case. The jackknife clam has an appropriate name because it has about the same shape as a closed jackknife. Are angel wing and kitten's paws fitting names for the shells shown? So here's angel wing, jackknife. That does look like a jackknife. And kitten's paws. Look at that. It does look like. I think so.
It looks like a sail flipper.
There are. Let's see.
It's like a dumpling.
There are many different kinds of clams, from very small to very large. The giant clam is the largest bivalve. Some are 4 feet long and weigh 500 pounds. The giant clam even grows its own food. Tiny plants get caught in the clam. The plants get what they need from the clam, but eventually the clam eats the plants. Another common bivalve is the oyster. The oyster can make pearls, but the pearl oyster makes the most beautiful ones. A pearl is an accident. A grain of sand or something else gets inside the oyster shell. An oyster is creating new shell material all the time. To protect itself from the foreign body, the oyster covers it with the same material that the oyster shell is made of. The result is a pearl. Man, that's neat. Look, see, there's the pearl. Isn't that cool? Love it. All right. So now, read the sentence from paragraph 1. Their shells save them from storms or predators. See, I told you that was going to be one, such as starfish and birds and otters. What does the author suggest to the reader by using the word predators? Pick 2 choices. 2. Okay, hold on, you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, eat it. I love the Moxie. Hold on. Hold on. This question has 2 parts, A and B. What is the meaning of the word iridescent? Didn't I say that was going to be an interesting one? So you should, before you even answer that, shouldn't you come down and you should be highlighting it, right? That's in this page, I think, right? Was it?
Yeah.
No, it was in the one next. It was the one up above. So let's go up above. I think it's in the last. Yeah, here it is. Yep, here it is. So I'm going to highlight that one. Iridescent. All right, so what does iridescent mean? I have an idea. The inside the abalone shell gleams with different rainbow colors. So here are my clues, aren't they? Gleams, different rainbow colors. So what do you suppose iridescent means? Shimmering, shiny, colorful, right? I don't know. You guys will have to tell me, but we worked through that together. All right? All right. So, let's keep going. What is the meaning of the word bivalve? And as it's used in paragraph 5. What should you do? You should go back to paragraph 5. You should be highlighting bivalve. You should be looking for the clues. Then you should attempt to answer this. Underline 2 phrases in paragraph 5 that best support your... If you don't get part A right, you're in trouble here. You got to go back to the story, and you got to look in paragraph 5. You got to highlight that word, right? Even though it's, bolded. After univalves, bivalves are the next largest group of mollusks. When a bivalve is alive, oh man, it has two parts of its shell. There's a big hint right there, right? Do you see it? You go back and read it, okay? All right, let's look at the writing real quick. What does the author tell the reader by using the underlined word in the sentence below from paragraph 8? Let's look at it. A pearl is an accident. Okay. So what does the author tell the reader by using the underlined word? Okay. How do the details in the paragraph further develop this idea? So they're saying it's an accident, right? Like the pearl didn't pee its pants or knock over a bottle of pop on the kitchen counter. It's not that kind of accident, right? It's a fancy and creative way to use the word accident, right? But it's more used to say that the mollusk isn't building pearls on purpose, right? It's happening because of something else, right? Accidentally. How do the details from the paragraph further? You got to go read paragraph 8 a couple of times. Okay? So now it says, how do the details of paragraph 8 further develop this idea? Include one or more context clues from the text to support your response. You're going to find the word accident, and you are going to tell us how it's being used, right? The word spring. I'm going to say it out loud. Spring. How am I using it? What does it mean?
I don't know. We need context.
Guess. What? You need what?
We need context.
You need context, because it could be boing, boing, that kind of spring, or it could be the season.
Or maybe
It could be a water coming out of the ground, right? A spring of water, right? So, multiple meanings there. Just like in this case, accident has a different connotation or context, right? You got to find it and explain how they're using it, right? All right, you guys, there you have